everybody.
Welcome back to another week. This week almost didn't happen, but it's happening.
Yes, we were able to start together. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving, and we can now officially begin the holiday season.
This studio might be dressing up in Christmas design soon, so
yeah, it's exciting. Jason's
ready for that.
In the studio.
No camera on him today.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Again, low budget.
We threw this episode together, but that doesn't mean it's lower in quality because we got some great topics for you. Game Award nominations. What else, Jackson?
Apple is finally being forced by the EU to make iMessages fair for all, so group chats won't be bad on iPhones anymore.
Taika Waititi made some more comments about his upcoming Star Wars film, and
Gamemaker is getting rid of their subscription model for indie developers.
Yes. So a lot to talk about, and so we will jump right into it with our first topic. Jason, why don't you introduce it for us?
Yeah. Our first topic today is going to be the Game Awards nominations.
Yes, those came out in between last episode and this episode. So a lot to talk about. A lot of nominations, and this is a really exciting year for the Game Awards. It's their 10th anniversary, and honestly, it's very fitting to have it's great because this 10th anniversary lines up with honestly one of the best years we've had for gaming. We've been talking about it this year.
Such a long time.
But it's been such a good year for gaming. I mean, this is what a lot of people are mad that Hogwarts Legacy got no nominations, it got snubbed.
Yeah.
But when a game like Hogwarts Legacy doesn't get any nominations,
shows you how great
it's a good year. Because that sounds like a game that would have been nominated for Game of the Year on any other year.
Yeah.
But because, the Game of the Year nominations, if you don't know, we'll start with that because that's the big one. Alan Wake 2, Wonder, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate 3, Resident Evil 4, and Marvel Spider-Man 2. That is a fantastic list. Usually they got 2 on there, and it's okay, those are the 2, and then the rest are they had to put those on there. All of those are could have been Game of the Years on any other year.
I'm honestly shocked that Alan Wake 2 made it on that list. Just because how much of a smaller IP it is,
Well, they did have, people loved the first, it was a critical acclaim, the first one. But no, as an Alan Wake fan, to be able to say the sentence, Alan Wake 2 has as many nominations as Baldur's Gate 3.
Wow.
It is tied for the most nominations.
Oh, really?
The most nominations at the Game Awards this year.
Wow.
With Baldur's Gate 3, which I'm so excited about. And it's deserved because I'm playing that game still. It's just getting better and better. And they just
I saw you play a bit of it last night.
Yeah,
it
is a
really
fantastic video game.
Yeah.
I don't think it will win Game of the Year. I think it definitely has some chance with sound design and best direction and maybe best performance. So there's some best narrative. It certainly has a chance for.
I started Marvel Spider-Man 2 last night.
It's pretty good.
So
right?
good already. Oh my goodness.
But no, a lot of great things. Obviously, I think the big one everyone's talking about for Game of the Year is, of course, Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate 3. We had a whole episode where the main topic was what was going to be the Game of the Year between those.
I think
it's been confirmed those are going to be
out of that list, somehow Mario is the least likely to win.
Yes, I know, that's fascinating. Because it's a smaller.
It does make sense, but
Excuse me.
You think of a big name like Mario, you think that could take anybody any day. But the fact that Mario is the least likely to win Game of the Year is absolutely wild.
No, and I do think there's some controversy around Resident Evil 4 Remake getting put on there because a lot of people think, remake shouldn't be part of. Interestingly enough, they didn't have a best remake remaster category. It looked
They should
for this year, even though they should because there were some great. You had the Metroid Prime remaster this year, Resident Evil 4 remake, Dead Space remake was this year. I want to say there was another one I'm forgetting.
Do the categories change each year?
They usually keep them the same, but it looks like they got rid of that one. Some other great ones. Indie games, there's a really great list of indie games this year. Dave the Diver, Cocoon, Viewfinder, Dredge, and Sea of Stars.
Cocoon is one of the Playdead's.
Yes, and Dave the Diver was came out of nowhere, and people are. I still need to play it, but everyone has said that it's so great because you think it's one thing, and it just keeps becoming this bigger and bigger thing. A little mad that Pizza Tower only made it onto the debut indie game list.
That is
I really think that deserves just nomination for just full on indie. But I hope it wins. Pizza Tower was one of the best platformers I've ever played.
Really?
Really, it's so good. I mean, for those that you all have, I know a lot of our viewers have played it and can attest to its quality. But no.
Is that the movie one?
Oh, movie? Best adaptation. It was a great year.
FNAF's not there.
It may get nominated next year. So it may have been. I
So
don't
it was
know.
past the.
FNAF, I'm not sure.
But it came out the same day as Alan Wake 2.
That is weird. I don't know then. It may have just not have made it on.
So-
Because to be fair, also a great year for game adaptations and show you that I think.
What all was there?
Well, you get the Twisted Metal series, which people kind of liked.
With what's his name?
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie, yeah.
Gran Turismo movie, which people kind of enjoyed, that was all right. The Castlevania TV show, which people have loved since the original TV show. They did a spin-off. The Super Mario Brothers movie, and then the Last of Us TV show, which probably Super Mario Bros. Or Last of Us will probably be the winner from those two. I'm assuming it's going to be the Last of Us adaptation.
Yeah, probably.
But really exciting. And that just shows you that, game adaptations haven't always been the best, and it seems like we're headed in the right direction with this many great projects being in the best adaptation list. Most anticipated game is kind of sad. I mean, it's not the best.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not one's worth.
It's kind of a strange category.
It's a weird category, but I like that category. Star Wars Outlaws made it on there, and so that shows you Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is probably going to be the one that wins from that. People love the remake project they're doing, and that's the next game in that.
Yeah. What else?
Multiplayer game. Another weird one. Baldur's Gate 3 is on there, but I don't know if it'll win best multiplayer game in that category, because don't get me wrong, it had great multiplayer. It's not built necessarily to be a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Even though its multiplayer mechanic is great. For those of you that don't know, you can get your friends' characters and port them basically into your game, and y'all can play in real time together. But it changes the way the game is played dramatically. Like only one character can be talking to this person while someone's doing something else. So that's great. I think Wonder has a really good chance. They had the way they did their multiplayer is very fascinating.
Did it work
and
well?
Online.
The online?
I think people are saying it's all right. I think it works.
I think better than Mario Maker 2.
Yeah.
That was tragic.
I'm going to skip esports and content creator because I don't think those should be necessarily categories in this.
Honestly, it's the Game Awards, not
it's
the
the Game
Gamer
Awards. And I get it. It's
they're
part of the industry.
We have the Streamy Awards. Why can't they be a part of that?
So I don't like going over the esports.
I don't know who I'm talking about.
Because I get to those nominations. I'm like, I don't know any of these people. I don't follow esports. I play video games.
Jason, do you know esports team?
Do you know any esports players, sir?
Independence High School has an esports team.
Ooh, well, we have to blur that out. We're doxing ourselves.
Nah, there's so many Independences. It's fine.
That's fair. You'll never know that we go to the Independence High School and beep.
Well, Walker doesn't.
No, I know. A role-playing game is a really great list. Final Fantasy 16 was a great game. Baldur's Gate 3 was a great game. Starfield was its only nomination. Starfield's only nomination was in Best RPG, which honestly,
I still haven't played it.
On one hand, surprising, but on the other hand, not surprising.
The racing category has very low-quality games this
really?
year. Scroll to it.
Get to that narrative. Let me get to. Sorry, I got this great little thing that's scrolling, but then they're not organized in the best area. There we are. Yeah, it's not the best.
From what I heard,
Hot
Forza
Wheels Unleashed
Motorsport.
2, I think.
Honestly,
was
because
fun.
Hot Wheels is fun. I have
It was
that. I have
a
the
creative
first one.
idea.
Apparently, Forza Motorsport wasn't all that good. What Xbox was making it out to be, which I was a little sad about that because I was really excited for that game.
I think Alan Wake 2 wins audio design easily.
What else is there for it?
Resident Evil 4, which I think I think horror games automatically are given a really big bump for audio design awards, just because that's a big part of displaying the ambience and the suspense of things. So, and Alan Wake does a great job with that.
Hi-Fi Rush was a music-based game.
Hi-Fi Rush was music-based, so it also has, I think, a really big chance, which I'm glad Hi-Fi Rush...
Dead Space is there as well.
Dead Space would also get a good chance.
I don't know why Spider-Man 2 is there. I mean,
I just think with the thwips and the stuff, it's kind of cool, but...
I didn't notice anything, and I had headphones and 3D audio.
Wonder, I think, is going to take Family Game. Pikmin 4 might take it just because it's such a good game that people love.
Probably Wonder because it's more recognized.
Very interesting. I mean, we have Mortal Kombat 1 versus Street Fighter 6 in the fighting game category, which I think that's going to be an interesting matchup because I'm pretty sure it'll be between those two.
I'm sure it'll be Street Fighter 6. You know,
I don't know. I mean, people really liked, I think, this remake, this kind of reboot of
Mortal Kombat.
Really? But we'll just have to see. Action Adventure.
Omni-Man isn't it?
Tears of the Kingdom's probably going to win that. I'm surprised they put Alan Wake 2 in Action Adventure. It's kind of sucks that they don't have a horror category.
Yeah, honestly. Well, then that would have to be like every category.
Yeah, they have these. You know, it's what's. I think one thing that's difficult about the Game Awards is you can't have so many awards. You can't have like action, horror. So they have to get these broad categories like family, and then that hurts for studios like Nintendo, where a lot of their games they get roped into family, and so even though they're these great developers, like, and I will agree, I think Wonder. I mean, they didn't have a ton of games besides. Well, they had the Metroid Prime remastered this year, right? Which I'm surprised did not get nominated.
Did it really not at all?
I don't think it got nominated for anything. Wow. Action game. It's a pretty good. I'm assuming. I want Hi-Fi Rush to win. Action game because it's so
There's
good.
no way Overwatch 2 is. Is that on there?
No, it's not on there.
Oh.
I think you're seeing Remnant 2. Or Ghost Runner 2.
Okay.
Armored Core probably has a good chance because it's from Software.
Yeah.
And people love From Software. Excuse me. This is the one time I need water and these mugs are empty today. No, so a lot of great nominations in a really great year. I think it's going to be really difficult. Go out and vote if you haven't yet. It's a really great your vote. People's vote counts for 10% of the decision making. So
I keep saying this. We should definitely do a live stream of watching the Game
we need to
Awards.
definitely do that because it's an exciting night and it gets better and better every year. Like last year was the best year they've ever done. So I'll be interested to see what announcements get made.
Oh yeah, I always forget that big things get announced there. Do you know the Xbox Series X got announced there?
That makes sense.
Yeah, isn't that's wild to me?
Hades
The fact
2
that-
got announced last year.
Wow.
No, so a lot of great games. It's really exciting to see all that stuff.
I don't think we've seen this many like crazy games at the Game Awards in such a long
so
time.
many. And I can't believe it. Alan Wake 2 is all over this. Like, that is insane to me. I'm just going to go on a sidebar about that. I touched this. Like, Alan Wake 2, like, Alan Wake went from this Xbox 360 game that no one cared about. It is now the most nominated, and now its franchise is tied for the most nominated game of this year. Like, that is insane. And Remedy, and like, I just want to applaud Remedy and Sam Lake.
Didn't Control win a lot of, or like get a lot of nominations?
Yes,
as well?
Control, I mean...
And it won IGN's Game of the Year.
It was IGN's Game of the Year. So, Remedy took their time. They understood, hey, if we want to do a sequel to Alan Wake, it has to be the perfect time. Everything has to be right. They got their rights back from Microsoft. They released Control. They were in a perfect position, and they said, hey, this is what we need to do. And they did it, and they totally blew it out of the water. It was a fantastic game. I'm so excited for this
Especially
franchise.
getting a remaster out like the year before was very helpful, I think.
And getting Epic to publish it and promote it. I mean, and I will say, thank you to Epic for putting so much faith into this franchise. I mean, they could have just published it, but I mean, putting Alan Wake in freaking Fortnite, putting an Alan Wake game in Fortnite, like...
There's an Alan Wake game in Fortnite.
Did we not talk about this?
No.
They had it for a while. There's like a custom island where you can play the events of Alan Wake 1
funny.
in Fortnite to recap. No, but there was so much faith because they knew it was a good game. And I don't know, I haven't seen the sales number, how much of a success it's been for Remedy, but I really hope that this inspires them to do more with this franchise.
I do think if it wins enough that some of like the big Let's players will take on it. Because I know Jacksepticeye did a Alan Wake 2 escape room, so I'm sure he's about to, because he just finished up Spider-Man 2, and I'm pretty sure he was doing that first.
Hope, like, because this is, like, I hope Markiplier plays this game.
I'm sure he will after he's done with the movie.
Matt Pat definitely needs to.
He needs
do
to.
a
It is.
video series on
Like
this.
we were talking about this
we were
last
talking about
night.
this yesterday.
It is his game for
Matt Pat's
lore.
game.
Like
like they love putting little lore details in there, small little details, and it's the kind of stuff that MatPat like foams at the mouth over, and they're not doing it because it's like, oh, we want like MatPat to find this, like they do it because
crucial to the story.
Crucial to the story, and it builds the world so well. Like if you're
And there's
when you're
so
playing
much
as
to
Alan
unpack.
Wake, there's like so much graffiti that has so many Easter eggs.
Yeah, no, there's.
No, it's such a good game.
You have like already a spin-off game. You have like Max Payne. Max Payne's a part of it, right?
It's Max Payne's weird, and that's like what makes that world so interesting. Is like Max Payne is and also is not at all part of the Remedy connected universe.
Yeah, so it's more confusing than FNAF. He needs to.
It's a very confusing lore and story, but I think MatPat would love it. So I really hope that this is really putting the attention on that Alan Wake deserves, that the Game Awards is putting attention on it. So yeah, very exciting Game Awards, very exciting year for video games. Excited to close it out. With the Game Awards. It's just been such a fun event, just the end of the year. It's like close out. Hey,
I think it's the best award show.
We just get to celebrate.
Nobody cares about the Oscars. Nobody.
Well, Oscars will be good this year. There were good movies this year.
I'm still not gonna watch it.
Okay, I'd probably watch it this year. I actually like the Oscars. Jason, next topic.
New Taika Waititi Star Wars film.
We gave him a chance. We told him we're gonna try this again, Jason. All right, Taika
Waititi.
No, Taika Waititi. We're just gonna blur that out because we're gonna get called out so bad for that.
No,
Whitey.
I mean, it's up to Jason.
Okay. Do you want to try that? Let's try that again.
New Taika Waititi game.
No.
It's fine.
No, oh my gosh, no, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there.
Get there.
I'm
Waititi.
really great at
Waititi.
weeding. I like to weed. New Taika Waititi. New Taika Waititi Star Wars film.
Yes. All right.
I did it.
Yeah, you did it. Yeah. So Taika Waititi recently in an interview.
It's official though, is it?
Yeah, he is making a Star Wars film, and this has been an announcement for a while. But he just said in an interview that he really wants to capture the joy of the original films in this new movie. So I think he's doing one of those like one-offs, like Rogue One or Solo. But no, that's very exciting because
I think he's a great.
He's
director.
a great director. I know people aren't big fans right now of his most recent movie
with Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, no, he's also did a non-Marvel movie recently called Next Goal Wins that people weren't huge fans of. But like, so he's had a few misses, but I really think, he's proven himself he can direct. So
especially like coming in, taking an IP that's already established, like with Thor Ragnarok, and just making something amazing, something completely different.
Oh yeah.
Than what we've seen before
and
it was so much better.
I remember it was, I think Honest Trailers was like that he brought a new formula to the Thor movies, which was making them not suck. Which is because the Thor movies were kind of like, oh, Thor movie,
Yeah.
And he totally like got people excited about Thor, which like you like in the MCU at that point was like not something that people got excited for, and like people were like freaked out. And Ragnarok, it's amazing. Like I think it still holds up as one of the best standalone MCU movies in the Infinity Saga.
Oh my god,
it's so good.
And the opening scene to that movie established so well what you're about to get yourself into with like the chain where he's just spinning around.
He has such a unique sense of humor, and I remember like watching it, being like, "This is great." And so then I saw his movie he did before that, Hunt for the Wilder People, which is also an amazing movie.
Did he direct Free Guy?
He didn't direct it, but he's great in Free Guy. He's a great actor. And then he does Jojo Rabbit, which is one of the funniest but like bittersweet, most interesting satires I think I've ever seen.
I haven't seen it.
For those of you that don't know, it's somewhat problematic, but it's like a satire. It's about a Hitler youth during the fall of the Nazi regime. His imaginary friend is Hitler, and Taika Waititi is playing Hitler in this movie he's made. But then he finds out his mom is harboring a Jew, and he kind of has this like crisis of like, he has this like blind fanaticism that he has to come to terms with. So it's like, it is a satire, but also kind of an anti-war, anti-hate message. That's really powerful. So really great movie there. And so, I mean, Love and Thunder, was a little too much, I think, for people.
Yeah.
And then next goal wins. But I think, like, given his ability to handle science fiction in a way with Ragnarok, because
Yeah.
I mean, I think the most interesting segment of Ragnarok is when they're on, what's that planet? What's the planet called with the Grandmaster?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know if it has a name.
I think it does.
It's
But anyway,
like-
whenever they're on that planet in like the battle world,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's I think definitely the strongest part. So we know he can handle sci-fi, and
Yeah.
he's been part of Star Wars projects before.
Yes.
He was IG. He was one of the IG units in Mandalorian season 1.
Really? Oh,
He was
like
the bounty hunter droid.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
So he's had to go. So I'm sure he loves that franchise, and I think it could bring a lot to that franchise. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's just like a well-rounded movie, I think I'll enjoy it. I haven't enjoyed much Star Wars recently. There's been, I don't know, it's,
My
oversaturation.
Yeah. My dad does I was talking to my dad a few days ago, and he was like, we're talking about, all these, like, people are trying to make franchises and, like, universes and stuff. And he was like, and he said, I really think the only thing that's going to survive, like, the collapse of the franchise movie, like the fall of Marvel, like with Marvel falling, is Star Wars. Because he was like, it's not tied to anything. They can just keep making it what they want because they don't have to adapt from anything.
That is true.
And like they have had to shift around from like decanonizing after canonizing stuff, which is problematic. But overall, it's I want to make this project, and they just have to make it work within what's already been made, instead of like, okay, well, we have to appease the fan base, and it's. Which I am very behind on Star Wars stuff.
Yeah,
I need to catch up because I've heard there's great projects. Like I've heard Ahsoka's amazing.
I'm so far behind.
I've heard Andor's amazing.
I can't anymore.
Like they're still continuing to make great content in that universe because people love it, and so I think. And Taika Waititi saying he wants to do something that feels like the original trilogy.
Yeah,
sounds very promising because I think that was something that was lacking in the most recent trilogy.
Yes, very much so. I mean, if they even get him to make an entirely new trilogy, I think.
Well, now have you not heard that they're doing another trilogy with Rey?
Yeah, I'm not.
Which is disappointing. I really wanted them to just move on from that because this is the more I think about the sequel trilogy, like the more I hate it. Like I don't know. Have you ever thought about this? I throw this around, and I don't know if you thought about this. So Rey, spoiler alert if you haven't watched the new trilogy, so maybe mute the thing. So Rey defeats Palpatine in 9. She's the chosen one. Anakin's arc means nothing because he's not the chosen one because he didn't actually kill Palpatine. Tell me that doesn't ruin.
Well, it was a Palpatine clone though.
I think it's still just Palpatine.
Does that?
I don't know. I mean, is it a clone? Like we're not sure.
It was
though.
a clone. No, we know that for sure.
They never explain it. I think we're just supposed to assume it's Palpatine. I don't know.
Jason, what do you think?
What do you think? Have you seen
I think that I have not watched any movie past like 6 or 7.
And you're a good man for that. You're a better man.
Do you like Star Wars?
I liked all of the original Star Wars, and then it just got to a point where they kept coming out with these new ones, and I was like, I just don't really want to watch them.
Did you watch Rogue One?
Okay, I watched that one in theaters around Christmas time,
Same.
but
Really
the air
good.
conditioning in the theaters, or the heating in the theaters, was broken. And so we got there, and we knew that going in, and so we got our tickets at a discount, and we went in, and it was me and my dad and my older brother, and we all went in with like snow jackets and thick wool socks and boots and everything, and we were freezing by the time that movie ended.
Was
It
it
was a
good
great
though?
movie though, right?
I remember nothing about the movie.
Okay, people might like yell at me. It's in my opinion it's my favorite Star Wars movie of all time. Rogue One.
That's fair to say. I think it's great.
Rogue One
I
because
think
it's the
really
only
good.
movie they did that was modern and like took the benefits of like modern CGI and technology that still felt like the original trilogy.
Yeah.
And
it still tied into everything, just
it tied into
cleanly.
everything well. And I mean that last Darth Vader scene, I mean, still gives you chills.
So good.
So great.
It was so good. Did you watch Solo?
Solo's good. I appreciate
It's
Solo.
fun.
It works. I think he did a good job. I think there was nothing bad about the actors and the story. I think it ended where a lot of people were hoping it would start. Like, I think people, when they
Where did
heard
it end
Solo,
again?
well, it ends with him going to get a job with, like, he's on his way to go meet Jabba and get a job from him.
Oh.
And I think a lot of people were like,
Yeah, it
well,
would've been
wait, don't we
better
want to,
there.
like, I think that was what people were excited for, was, like, we get to see, you know, like, him working with Jabba and being a smuggler, and the job that, like, cost him being in debt to him, that ties into why he's doing everything in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
But
And
it was so good. I mean,
the time frame it was set in, it didn't make entirely a lot of sense. It would have set Han Solo to be like 50 by the time we found him. And
not necessarily.
I mean, if it was like
He's like 30. I mean, because...
during 3, like it was before the Empire.
No, it's after.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Remember, he joins the Empire.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
right.
it's after. So, like, it's... If he's doing it maybe, like, 5 years after 3, and then, you know, that's only, like, 10 years. So he's, like, 30. Luke's, like, 18. That makes sense.
I love the pitch meeting with Ryan George for that one.
I've
'cause
actually not seen the
he just like talks about, he's like, yeah, and so they had to eject the what is it called, like
like
escape
the
pod
escape pod. Oh, and
in
that's why
order
it's
to
shaped
go.
weird?
It's like, that's why it's shaped weird. He goes, oh, okay, I didn't even know that was an escape pod there. It's so random, like trying to explain like the smallest details. Another movie did that recently, but I can't remember.
It was fun.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Taika Waititi?
Taika
Oh, yeah.
Waititi, or as Jason likes to call him, Taiki Whitey Whitey. We're going to put that into a short, definitely. I wish we had our camera on him.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Kieran.
Anyway, next thing, Jason.
Yeah, so the next thing that we're going into is we're going to a game.
Yes, a new
game. So
Yeah, Jackson can explain it. He created it.
basically, it's kind of similar to the first Clue game, except we are bringing a sound effect, a quote, and like a few seconds of a song. Like, we'll tell you when to stop.
Yeah.
For each of them, and basically the other has to guess that game, and we'll do the same formula to where we have to say which one you can guess it in, which the order is going to be sound effect, quote, and part of the song,
Yes.
right?
So it's very similar to Clue game. It's just there's more visual.
And all these are from
audio.
the same game, of course. So
Yes,
yeah.
and so I've picked a game. He's picked a game. And are we guessing which one they think they can get it on?
Yes. So I guess I'll go first. There's not much for me to do because Jason's kind of in control of it. But basically, I think... let me think. Honestly, I made it kind of easy this time just because that's the first one. So I think you'll get it number 1, maybe. The first one, maybe.
Okay.
If
and then
not,
sound effect quote song.
if not 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you can get. I'll just go ahead and say. I think you can figure mine out in 2.
Okay. You want to go for it, Jason?
All right. Are you ready for the sound effect for Jackson's?
I am.
Don't look at the screen because you can see your reflection with the glasses.
Wait. What is that? I've heard that before. I don't want to risk getting it
Jason
wrong.
loves that photo.
So,
It's gone now, but
Yeah, go ahead to the quote.
All right. This is
I'm
this is
making
the
Jason
quote that
speak
Jackson gave me.
gibberish.
I promise I can read. It's, and I quote, Calum ut veron crubs.
That is
So
the
they
quote.
don't speak English in this game. So that lets you.
Well, it is English. It's just deciphered weirdly. Like it's switched around. That's part of the game.
Oh, extra hint there.
Yeah. Give you a little extra.
Yeah, skip ahead. You play the song.
All right, here's the song.
Skip to like 7 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Hello, neighbor.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Gosh, I should have gotten that from the piano. When is that? Is that play when he catches you?
That first one, yeah.
The piano. That's what it is. Okay. I think even in 2, this one might be hard for you.
Do you want to show Walker the photo that you're laughing at if it's not gone?
All right, 1 second. I'm going to flip around this monitor.
Yeah.
I'll throw it up on the screen
I
for you.
like that.
It's so funny. And then the
The
music that goes
background's
with
not
it.
even part of the game.
Yeah. Let's see.
The space bar isn't making it play. What is this?
It-
No,
Beautiful.
yeah. Jackson, fun fact, is really good at Hello Neighbor.
Yeah.
He's played it a ton and knows all like the weird glitches.
I haven't
and
played it in
exploits.
forever.
I know.
But
2
yeah,
was
I could get
was
to
pretty
Act
disappointing,
3 in
right?
like 2, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I don't remember. 2. it didn't do at all what they said it would.
Oh, that's a shame.
It was the same thing. Just find this thing and put it in something else.
Was
and
it
then
supposed to have a
continue
more
the puzzle.
advanced AI though, with like the
Yeah,
multiplayer
it just-
influencing it more? And
It didn't work that well. If they had waited 3 years to develop, they would have had GPT.
Oh, do you think that would have helped?
It would have helped so much.
Yeah. I know it was like a really cool idea for a game like this, AI learning survival horror.
That's what the first one was supposed
Yeah.
to do, but
it
it's
doesn't
terrible.
work either.
No, terrible games. But
all
I really
right.
like them because it's nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
Jackson, would you like
too.
Walker's sound effect?
Okay. I'm trying to not look
Play
at
like
you
the
because
first few seconds.
I could see the reflection in his glasses, but I can't make out what it is.
All right, that's it.
I think I have a guess, but I don't want to risk it. All right, go quote because I could still win.
Okay. You're right. You're not my daughter. And I sure as hell ain't your dad. And we're going our separate ways. Alright, let's try that last.
Last of Us.
Yes, that is The Last of Us.
I was thinking Half-Life at first.
That does be good. And then the amazing theme song.
We can't play too much of it because copyright infringement.
Yeah, but no,
We're not monetizing.
that's a
anyway.
great. Hearing that line, like, because that's like one of the
From
best
Jason.
delivered lines in the game. And then just to hear go Jason, that's right. You heard me. And I'm so used to Joel just being like, that's right. Like this is Joel's voice, and then just Jason goes, "That's right."
I in fact never played the game, so this was
And those are the clickers, and that's actually why they're called clickers, is because they make that noise.
Yeah.
Very terrifying.
Let us know what y'all
enemies.
thought. Did we like it? Did we like it here?
Yeah, that was a fun game.
I thought it was a fun game.
I thought it was better than Clue Game in my opinion, but y'all can disagree.
we can swap through them every once in a while.
yeah. Okay, next.
The
topic.
EU is forcing Apple to make iMessage equal for all.
Yes. Okay. So this is a little confusing, but the gist of it is that the EU is essentially forcing Apple and to make iMessage equal for all. What Jason just said. So basically, meaning like if you have an iPhone, you'll know that if an Android is in the group chat, it'll make the green bubbles. It'll disable a bunch of features. It makes it really tedious and annoying. Apple is forcefully using SMS message there, which is technology from literally the 1990s, and it's really, really old and outdated. And they're doing that to gatekeep their community, making them locked in more into the Apple ecosystem.
I feel like they need to go to Apple.
Yeah, and it's like this will cause family members to buy other family members' iPhones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a really bad thing, actually. And so they're finally basically forcing Apple to use what is it called? I think it's like RCIF or something like that, which is what iMessage basically is. And
okay.
it's still going to be green bubbles, but it will have the same functionality as any
Okay.
group chat, or it should before. And also this other phone company called Nothing was partnering with this other company to make this app to where you could basically give them your iCloud credentials if you had their Nothing phone, right? And then you could basically join an iMessage thing, but then literally like a day later, the EU's like, not necessary. Apple's like, not necessary. We're going to have to do this anyways. So, which is good. It's so good. It's on the long run of basically the EU has been doing this to Apple as well. That's why we just got the USB-C, even though USB-C has been out for 11 years at this point, and Apple was actually one of the first adopters with it with the MacBooks. And but now we finally have it on the iPhone, which should have been there 10 years ago. So,
No, I will say, yeah. I mean, it's great that they're forcing them into the kind of this situation where it's like, hey, I don't, where they have to be more equal. I don't see that being a thing in the States. I just think because our work business laws are different here. And I
they
think
have to
more.
globally.
Oh, is it global?
Yeah.
Oh, so the EU forcing them globally.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good. I didn't realize that. I thought it was just a European thing. And that's great because, there are people that like Androids and Apple devices and Google Pixels, whatever. They all serve very different purposes. They're very different phones. And I think people like them. Like, I know people just like Androids because there's a lot of versatility and they let you jailbreak them basically very easily.
Also, Apple will have to have what is it called? Basically jailbreak on their phone.
Oh,
So,
really?
side loading, which is how you
Jailbreak.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. You know, because I know a lot of people like Android. They can get like emulation stuff on there and stuff.
We'll be
So
able to play Mario on our iPhones eventually.
yeah. Google, I know is. I feel bad for Google because they're clearly making just better phones than
They're making
everyone.
pretty good phones, yeah.
And I don't think people are buying them. Like maybe I could be wrong, and like I just don't know a lot of people that own a. But I know a few people I think that own a Pixel, but I mean their like camera technology is really impressive and like
It doesn't work too well.
yeah I don't
but-
like I've just seen it in like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
their stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. if
I'm a
it
fan
works,
of
but-
the Nothing phone. Is what I mentioned earlier.
Yeah,
That's
so
a
what
really
does it
cool
do
phone.
specifically?
Nothing phone. It's basically it's a new startup. They only have 2 phones out so far.
Okay.
And they're kind of mimicking the iPhone a lot.
Okay.
Except it's an Android-based custom OS.
Okay,
if
so
that
it's
makes
like
sense.
iPhone hardware, Android software.
Kind of, yeah.
the idea?
The back of it actually has like lights on it that have like actual purpose to them. One of them is like this one that will like slide down slowly, and that could be like your Uber driver approaching you, and like
Oh,
it's slowly going
that's
down.
cool.
And one of the lights will like a double flash if like you have a notification or something like that.
That's actually a really cool
pretty cool.
feature. That's a,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
no,
They call them
that's-
glyphs.
yeah. That's exciting because Apple, you know, they've been a lot with that, and it is very annoying when
Yeah.
because I have friends with Androids, and you know,
It's
group chats can be annoying.
Like,
with that.
Man, I really don't like it when people are like telling Android users, no, you can't join our group chat because you'll screw everything up. It's so.
Do you know
'cause, like,
people that do that?
Yes, I
I
know
don't do
people that do that. They're literally
Really?
in our youth group.
Gosh, I just
It's so bad.
it's
like,
bad. Like it's like look, I get it.
Come on.
Like on one hand, it's great that Apple is like getting forced to do this. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then but also if you're complaining that the bubble's gonna be a different color,
I know, like,
just get over it and let
That-
your friends join a group
it's
chat.
not everybody can afford $1,000 phone. Like, my
because
goodness.
Androids are cheaper, right?
Some of them depends on which.
Yeah, like, it's- they're more accessible,
The
I think,
mainstream
general.
Samsungs are about the same price, but you know, Google's are cheaper. Google Pixels start around like 600.
Oh, really?
500. Nothing phones are around 400.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the other ones. I can't right now. Moto is 500, 400.
Yeah. No, so yeah, because it is one of those things where is Apple creating a uncompetitive environment, you know, which is, you know, the job of, you know, our government is to say, are they creating a uncompetitive environment in this industry? And if they are, it's like, okay, how can we make this a more competitive environment?
Yeah, and see, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. The next Apple event, after this is going to be forced and they have to make it into play,
Yeah.
they're going to be like, we are finally fixing our iMessages to let
Oh,
all
yeah.
of them equal, you know, because they made this big thing about USB-C. It was like the iPhone 15 finally has USB-C.
But it's like,
And
but
they're
you were forced to.
You were forced to, and this is literally 11-year-old technology
You
that
know,
should have been there for
I hope that encourages
years.
them where it's like, because that back to that competitive thing, you know, has that, you know, in their way where they're shoving people out and creating this ecosystem, they haven't had to do much in the ways of like innovation as opposed to the others who have been trying to innovate. So I hope this encourages Apple, okay, what do we have to do now to still stand out? And I think that's what like creating that competitive environment is going to create more innovation and creative ideas for iPhones
Yeah.
and cell phones. So I think it's very exciting.
It is very exciting. When I heard this literally last night, I got so
Yeah.
excited. I'm like, finally, like, I can get an Android and I won't be judged if I wanted to.
All right.
'Cause
Next topic.
yeah, we wanted just to kind of cover it. It's more of
Yeah.
a shorter topic, not
Shorter
much
topic
to talk
for this.
It's
end,
important.
but we wanted to address it.
What were you typing, by the way?
Y'all's gives for the,
Oh, okay.
the final game.
Okay.
Okay.
Our next topic is Gamemaker is getting rid of its subscription-based payment for indie developers.
Speaking about development, I thought you were coding again, just like that one previous episode. Anyways, yes. So Gamemaker is a pretty famous game engine. We've been talking about game engines.
I think
the past
Undertale
2
was
weeks.
made on it.
Undertale
a
was
lot of
made.
great
Toby
games.
Fox
It was
uses it.
One shot.
I think. I'm not totally sure. I'm pretty sure Gamemaker was made on FNAF. Or FNAF was made on Gamemaker.
I think
as
it's only for 2D games, but
There was like a different tier to where you didn't have to use any
okay.
code. technically FNAF is a 2D game. It just uses kind of like these weird like effects to make it look 3D.
Interesting.
It's really strange. But I guess the cameras would be 3D, like the models would be. But anyways,
anyway, yeah, sorry.
yes, they're finally getting rid of their subscription tier for indie developers. More of a response to Unity,
trying to change all their stuff, and we talked about it where they
and
were
it's
like,
only $100
really
to have it permanently.
So you just buy it. It's a flat fee, $100.
Yeah, which I would have never thought I'd ever see in the modern 21st century.
I know.
So many people are going to subscription based because it's sustainable. Like that's
it works.
It makes sense. But everybody hates them. They're terrible.
Yes. No, I don't. Yeah, subscriptions are not fun, but that is great, because I feel like, indie developers heavily rely on, a lot of indie developers rely on these easy to use, accessible game engines, because not everyone can afford to, indie developers can't afford to make their own engines.
Yeah.
Like these big studios who can make them in-house. And so Unreal, Unity, Gamemaker, all of those are so important. And so it was, as we mentioned, when Unity tried to change their pricing and make it basically financially impossible for indie developers to use, it was ridiculous. And so I'm glad Gamemaker, and it's obviously a competitive thing.
Gamemaker was expensive too.
Yeah.
It was like $15 to $20 a month. Like
for like the paid tier.
Yeah.
Because I think they have a pretty decent free version.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's nice to have that premium version allow developers to have that full tier. Because I feel like, obviously Gamemaker is trying to put themselves in a position where it's like, hey, Unity did this to you. We actually care about our community, so you should come to us. Yeah. But, I am kind of glad that there is this kind of sense now where you have to appeal to people to make money in the industry now, which I think is very exciting. It's not just about how can we maximize profits, because that can... it's like a Laffer curve, you don't get any income if you tax 100%, and you don't get any income if you tax 0%. It's so it's very exciting.
Yeah. No, it's a very good victory in the I guess not victory, but like just a good thing that happened in the game development side of things, especially with, again, Unity just destroying so many dreams.
And as we've mentioned this, I still think Unreal has the best deal for any developers, like the self-publish royalties at this threshold.
I think Godot.
It's a solid Godot.
Because that's completely free to use and you can publish it yourself.
Is it animated? But is it just animation or is it...
It's 3D and 2D games.
Gaming?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a great, I think Unreal is the biggest one. And so I'm glad that being the biggest one, they've had such a fair...
Well, Unity was the biggest one. It had the strongest community support.
Until...
Lixian has officially made the switch to Unreal. Markiplier's editor. He makes games. He finally released another video on his channel, and he was talking about that. And
was his last game the little small Iron Lung FNAF?
Yes,
mashup?
he's working on a much bigger game, and he said it might be his first Steam launch game.
Oh, really? That'd be exciting, because the little mini projects he's made just on his own have been very impressive, especially when it's just him like fooling around.
And he said if it's not, he has 3 other ideas in mind that he's going to use to make a full length Steam launch game.
Yeah, I don't
awesome.
watch him a ton, but Jackson does, and I'm always interested when he shows me his stuff, because I think he's a really great creator in his own right.
Yeah, he is. He's very busy all the time with Markiplier. Could you imagine working for Markiplier like that? Just like
so
how he got his job?
Well, didn't he make animation?
He made an animation of Markiplier, and then Markiplier was like, "Look at this animation," and then got hired 6-7 years ago.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Well, exciting stuff. Those were shorter topics. We wanted to focus really a lot on the Game Awards because of the big announcement, but we wanted to add a few extra of those for you. But I think we are coming.
One quick thing. This is kind of a big deal. OpenAI's CEO
that was another thing. Fired, rehired?
He is
rehired.
Rehired now?
Yeah, they brought him back.
What?
It was weird. They fired him. He was going to go to Microsoft, and now they've hired him again.
The president stepped down, though. Is President Beck?
I think it was just the CEO
got fired. No, the CEO got fired, but then 3 hours later, the president stepped down.
Oh. I think the CEO got rehired. I don't know if the president came back. There was a weird thing where it was like, oh no, because OpenAI, as y'all know, probably
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. So that was like, ChatGPT just needs to get. I will say, on one hand, ChatGPT is scary, but then when you do try it, you can tell it's still a robot. Like, it's still freaky that a robot can do that, but it's still very robot. But it is. I think people are more not scared about what it is now. It is the progression and like where it is on track to be in such short of a time, which is scary. AI is just scary.
It is.
It is scary.
I saw this thing. These criminals are using these prosthetic fingers, like that go on top of it to make them have like an extra finger.
Yeah.
For if they like rob something, they can't use the footage because it could be considered as AI.
Oh gosh.
Which is so.
So that's like they're like using AI, like scammers are using AI to recreate people's voices.
Yeah, no.
And to like scam them.
There was a Mr. Beast one recently, like a month or so ago, and it was if there was more movement, it would have been really convincing.
Yeah, it's scary. Just a scary time.
Watch out, mate.
Because
Check it.
like it's kind of creepy that like we're to where the Matrix predicted, where there is this kind of like uncertainty over what's real and what's not, like which is all what the Matrix is about.
I think AI artwork is really easy to tell.
Yes.
If you can like see it, there's like this there's like
it's
this
the uncanny valley.
certain like I don't know how to describe
it's
it.
the
Like,
uncanny valley where it's something just so off where it's like this doesn't feel
it
right.
always like has this weird shine to
Yes.
it, like I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, I wanted to touch on that.
Yes.
Quick second.
Okay,
Anyways,
So we're at the end.
That brings us to our closing game.
yeah.
I'm gonna give both of y'all your topics, the things that you're presenting to me, and Walker, you're going to go first.
Yeah, so you don't know, I have to pitch some idea or product or whatever that responds to the topic Jason has given us. All right.
Okay. Walker, you're gonna pitch me your product, and your product is a mug that makes different kinds and types of drinks.
Okay.
And so it can hold whatever kind of drink you want. It can make whatever kind of drink you want.
So it has to also make the drink.
Yes.
Okay.
However you would like to make that work.
All right.
Jackson,
Pretty
your
specific one.
Yeah.
your product
Okay.
is you want to make stores nationwide sell your pre-toasted bread.
Okay.
That one's so much better. Oh well. Jason,
Walker,
do you have a Keurig?
I do in fact have a Keurig.
It's a great product, isn't it?
It is a great product.
Punch in a pod. You press down. You press the amount you want. You fill up the water. It's there.
Yeah.
It's exciting. However, it is bound by the burden of outlets and kitchens and cumbersomeness. Don't you wish you could take it on the go? Well,
That
now
is-
you can with the Keurig to go. So you attach it. It's like a mini thing, and it attaches to the end of your mug, and you put a pot in. There's a little thing of water, and so it's like an emergency coffee. You just press the button, it pours it in. You then detach it.
That's phenomenal. Does it have a little carrying case that I can keep in my backpack?
It does, and if you buy right now, if you buy, it comes with a free carrying case. That is usually a $10 value.
Oh wow, what would you price your Keurig on the go as?
$49.99. Because it's very hard to do because it's lightweight. Because you don't want it too heavy. Because like imagine like this giant thing, you'd be like leaning. It'd be hard to like
Yeah,
keep it balanced.
yeah.
It's got to be like lightweight when it attaches, but it also has to hold like enough water to fill a cup of coffee and like the pod and the technology to pour it out. It does require 2 AA batteries, not included. But that is my idea. The Keurig on the go.
Lovely. Jackson, do you have any questions for Walker?
No, I don't. I mean,
It is a
it's pretty
very thoroughly thought through product, and I think that I would buy.
Thank
Make
you,
a
Jason.
great Christmas gift for my father.
That
We
Jackson
just got an
was your
espresso. Very cool
well,
thing.
you're familiar with. I can't remember the name of it, but a few episodes ago, Walker pitched the idea of having all of one appliance that all
The
plug
super
into
kitchen
one.
appliance?
Who needs that? Who? why have all these appliances? Why can't you just get rid of one? As in the toaster. Who needs a toaster when you can go to any store, and go buy toast that's pre-toasted for you? Introducing toast that's pre-toasted for you. It comes in this little box, and this box has the heated wall invention that I came up with on a few episodes ago.
We're bringing that back.
It doesn't cook the toast, but it keeps it warm enough for you to be able to take it home, have it maybe for a couple of days after. Like, it's a full loaf. You get a full loaf of toast that's toasted. Is toast already toasted? I don't know, but. And it keeps it all warm for you and ready to go. And you can use this toast whenever you want. And it's warm enough to where you can spread butter on it easily.
Oh, wow.
The perfect temperature.
Yeah.
And for only $25 a loaf, it can be yours. Or your first loaf is $25, but after that you can buy each loaf for only like $5 because you're keeping your heated wall system.
Oh, I see.
I understand.
Kind of like a return bag.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Walker, ask your question.
So, when you toast bread and you try to reheat it like a microwave or keep it heated, it kind of gets soggy, like it loses its crispiness.
Doesn't get soggy.
Is it? Well, you've done that. Have you ever tried to reheat toast?
There's no moisture.
It gets soft, there's no moisture in this box.
There's no moisture in this box.
So it's heated and it's so dry so it stays stale. So then how does it... That feels problematic for keeping it
I
maintained.
see no problems here.
I just feel like this could get bad fast.
It's better than the
mold-wise.
super kitchen appliance.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I just feel like so it keeps the bread, so it's fully dry in the box. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't... How does it stay dry?
Stays dry.
It's so
It's
true.
just toast. It doesn't get wet.
Well, how do you deal with crumbs? Because toast can be very,
You keep it in the box, Walker.
Yeah.
You keep it in the
And
box.
then
But
if
then the
you
box gets dirty.
Yes, but then you just open it up and then just pour it in your trash can. It's literally like a loaf box. It's as big as a loaf, like maybe this big.
But do you have to wash this thing?
They can wash it for you.
Who's they?
The grocery store.
Okay. No further questions.
If you want
Your
to,
Honor.
it's just toast. It's just toast. That's the only thing going in the box.
Order in the court.
Jason would be a scary
King of the
judge.
hearts. King of hearts.
All right. I believe that we have a clear winner,
Oh.
and it is Walker.
What?
Yes.
But I made
travel
reference to
Keurig
two
to
things
go.
in my pitch.
That's the thing. You relied too much on past ideas. You got to keep forging ahead.
Fair.
Well, that's all for us today.
Yeah.
Heard about it. Thank you so much for tuning in.
I hope you heard about it.
Hope you heard about it. That's good. We haven't done that one yet. Thank you for having the patience to stay with us till the very end of the video.
Yeah, you have a great attention span.
Yeah, definitely. If you want, you can subscribe if you haven't yet. You can like, you can share, you can do all of that if you want or not. We don't care,
I hate asking for that stuff.
which is why I do it more as just like a do it if you want, if you feel like it. We got other stuff on this channel more than podcast episodes. We got live streams,
Yeah.
vlogs.
Next live stream will probably be the Game Awards.
Yes, we're going to try to live stream the Game Awards if we can.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out. But
We'll figure that date out.
thank you for joining us.
Yeah. All right. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.